Imagine this: building and managing a successful business with your ex-boyfriend. Imagine being one of the biggest faces in craft beer as the Black female face of diversity in a world that hardly sees you and certainly doesn't protect you. My name is Beny Ashburn. And as one of the only Black female CEOs in this white male-dominated industry of craft beer, I've overcome obstacles that very few can comprehend. I manifested a reality that doesn't exist for Black women in a world that doesn't prominently feature Black people. But through all my difficulties and challenges, it only fueled my passion and my hunger. In that adversity, I found something. I found hope, promise, self-growth, and moments of unexpected joy that have shaped me into who I am, someone who has embraced adversity as fuel for my transformation and my progress. Here I stand as a maverick leader and the CEO and co-founder of Crowns and Hops Brewing Company, the first Black-owned, woman-owned, and veteran-owned brewery out of Inglewood, California. But what does it mean to turn adversity into fuel? Let's break it down. Adversity means difficulties, challenges, or misfortunes that one experiences in their life or circumstances that test one's resilience and determination. Fuel, metaphorically speaking, refers to anything that drives process, action, or motivation. Working together, they transform some of life's toughest challenges into the very fire that ignites you and propels you to absolute greatness. But let's talk a little bit more about adversity. For me, it was being let go from one of the biggest brands in the world because you had to sit in the ICU with your mom for months while working daily. I was physically present in the hospital on the East Coast while my job dripped me dry on the West. I got my Google medical degree in a week so that I could have informed conversations with the doctors because I know she couldn't speak for herself. Monday was my last day at work. Wednesday, she died. In 1 week, I lost my very best friend and my work family. Being an only child, I'm used to being alone, but this was the first time I was actually alone. Adversity for me was when I broke up with my business partner and boyfriend on a Thursday. Friday, he moved out. Then on Saturday, we were in an investor meeting where I had to push down any emotions I felt because there are no emotions in business. Normally, when you break up with someone, you hate them, curse them out, block them, mentally evaporate them. I, on the other hand, was breaking bread, strategizing, and collaborating on how to build a successful business while I pushed down any regrets and pain I felt because, again, there are no emotions in business, especially for women. Adversity for me was building a craft beer brand in the middle of an industry that thought 7 years ago not enough diversity was the lack of white women. Or launching products on shelves during a global pandemic, forcing you to pivot your entire business plan to now succeed in a new failing economy. Adversity for me was having the double consciousness to mourn the tragic murder of George Floyd while also having the wherewithal to seize the one moment in time where people cared about the success of Black businesses. But within all of that birthed this new fuel, this silent alchemy of desire, transforming life's hardships into this light of possibility. When you lose your only parent, your endless safety net, it forces you to confront life's uncertainties with this newfound purpose. When my mom died, I went to Europe for a month, hoping to find myself or have new life experiences, and surprisingly, I discovered this newfound freedom. I began to shift my thinking from why did this happen to me to why did this happen for me? My adversity taught me to embrace life's challenges as moments for growth rather than unfortunate events. Yes, working with your ex-boyfriend has been one of the toughest challenges I've had to face as a woman, but sometimes it was a blessing. Yes, there were moments I felt muted, overlooked, dismissed, but then there were also moments where I felt safeguarded and protected from the hate and jealousy I received for just being a Black woman in beer. People asking questions, well, what does she know about beer? Or why does she have a beer company? Or my favorite, do Black women drink beer? Yes, Black people love beer. When I walk into rooms, I don't have the luxury of just breaking barriers for women. When I walk into these rooms filled with long white beards and holy jeans and Star Wars vintage t-shirts, I represent 400 years of enslaved people and oppression. Knowing that Black women were some of the originators of the fermentation process. I am always Black first and woman second. Building Crowns and Hops was a choice that I made to forge a path to illuminate my mission to drive racial equity. It was an opportunity for me to highlight Black individuals, Black culture, my life. I welcomed the weight of that responsibility on my shoulders, grounding me, forcing me to be still so I could focus and prove them all wrong. And you know what? I did. I built a brand that disrupted the core fabric of the beer industry in a world where my presence as a Black woman is always overlooked. So you know what I did? I became a CEO. And more specifically, the dope CEO. Adversity, once a shadow, now ignites a fire in me that burns unwaveringly. The journey from adversity to fuel is not merely a transformation. It's a revolution. It's about understanding those opportunities and turning setbacks into stepping stones. Nothing, and I mean nothing, I endured halted my stride. In fact, it turned me into a force to be reckoned with. Bigger, brighter, bolder. Here, I stand today, unyielding and unstoppable. No 9-to-5 job, no kids, no parents, but you know what I do have? I have friendship. I have love. I have purpose. I have me. So I ask you, as you stand at the threshold of your own challenges, how can adversity ignite a fire within you? How can it awaken within you the courage to rise, to be brighter and bigger than ever before? I know, trust me, I know it can be hard turning pain into power. But try to harness that fire within and allow you to become your absolute greatest self. And remember, the question is not, why did this happen to me? But why did this happen for me? Thank you.